All right, everybody, we're here for a. This is actually the second stream for 20 festivals, or for a Sun and Moon tournament. But this is 20 festivals arc, and I got Anthony with me,
Hey, how's it going?
and we're going to be your commentators, and we're going to get this thing rolling. So first we got Fro. He's playing Unicorn, and Nick is playing his Sheikah Mantis, and we're going to see how this thing rolls. So we're going to get them started here.
Decent enough first flip for the Unicorn. You got your 5 gold that you're looking for, even out of the 4 gold
Ooh,
start of the
6
box.
gold.
He even got better, he got 6. Based on what I remember about the deck list, I don't think we're looking at worrying about honor requirements too much on Frozen, so should be okay.
Fro doesn't get courtesy though, so
Yeah. So he won't get the second, what's it called? But it's still totally fine. He went with the 5, so that he didn't have to worry too much about gold, because I think that was actually fine. I don't think 10 versus 11 makes a huge difference. Nick is going to be digging for something along the lines of that, which he got. Like, his 4 gold is not that big a deal. If he flips another 2 gold off of the Famous Bazaar, he should be in pretty good shape. I think the real kicker here is that they both have 6 province strength, which means it's not a huge advantage for Unicorn.
yeah.
I think the real kicker here is that they both have 6 province strength, which means it's not a huge advantage for Unicorn. Alright, so let's see what he flips. He got his 6 gold, he got there. So that's fine. That's a very good start for him. He also got probably the best personality that the Mantis deck wants in the first turn, and that's the 3 gold naval Yakua.
Yep, absolutely.
And all that does is allows him to push the advantage. His hand has at least 1 follower from what I can see.
Oh, and he just pitched him.
That's interesting. I don't know if I would have made that play, because I think going after 6 province strength with naval 7 force and a range 2 is actually really good. So I would have actually gone for it on turn 3. And just like we remember from Fro's deck list, honor requirements are not going to matter. He's playing something very similar to the corrupt deck that John Seals won with down in Phoenix. So you're looking at like Moto Daigoro, a bunch of guys with 0 honor requirement, just a bunch of big force.
Yeah.
Cavalry sort of balances this game out for Unicorn. And the other thing that's probably going to be big, which we don't see in Fro's hand yet, is rewards of experience. If you can pick his spots on when he's using that, he should be in good shape. This is the reason I didn't like the discard play, because if you don't have that turn 3 attack, I think Mantis loses all speed. And right now we're just looking at Nick buying a bunch of holdings.
He is set for the rest of the game now, I think.
More or less, but I would have rather established dominance with the 3 gold guy and taken a province. I don't know
Definitely.
if he can sort of stick to that. Now he's not taking tempo away from Unicorn, which has the cavalry advantage. The other part of that is we can see that Fro is holding Courage Beyond Question in hand, so he will not have to worry about defending either. So all he has to do is really get the first attack, the first defense off. He's just in a more dominant position.
Plus your true natures to hold off the attachments too. So
yeah, so basically what we were looking at is Nick had a chance to seize the tempo and he just didn't take it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of unfortunate from the Mantis side of things. But we'll see how he flips and see how things go. We know that Fro has both the necessary attachments and the force to even take 2 provinces if he's really feeling lucky.
Yep, especially
So-
against that 6 province strength.
So we'll see how he chooses to approach this the next turn. Pretty straightforward turn for Nick. He's flooded himself with gold. He's going to start building the free gold after he starts attaching attachments, and I'm pretty sure Fro goes for a province now.
Yeah, he has to.
I don't think there's a reason to hold back here. There we go. We're seeing the Legion of the Khan. We'll see where he puts it. I would put it on the undead guy. And then put the armor on, I'd put the armor on Zaitsuda.
Yep.
Which is, it looks like that's what he's doing. This gives him the ability to actually split for 2 and threaten the way he needs to.
Or even the longsword would take a province.
Yeah. Longsword is actually better than the armor. So,
keep that hand up.
They're both the same, actually, because they're both destined.
Oh, that's
so
true,
they're both
yeah.
draw a card, but I think the longsword in the long run is actually a bit better. I think he overspent for it, though. Unless he's worried about his HR. He shouldn't be. 2-5? He should be losing honor and attaching things. Yeah, so he's going for the longsword. Looks like, yeah. And there's... The timing about where he plays Rewards of Experience is going to be a huge factor. But that's going to kick in a much later scenario. How I would assign to attack in this case... I don't know if I would necessarily split for 2. I might threaten 1 to see what my opponent does. And then split for the second one using some sort of cavalry janky thing. But I don't think there's any harm in splitting for 2 either.
I think I would split for 2 at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, okay.
He
So
looks like
he's going with what appears to be what I said first.
Right.
He has no reason to worry about again being on the defense. He's holding his Rewards of Experience. There's no naval threat that's a threat to any of his bodies on board anyways.
Yeah, and looking at next hand, it doesn't look worthwhile for him to defend it.
No, it really doesn't. Again, being on the defense, he's holding his Rewards of Experience. There's no naval threat that's a threat to any of his bodies on board anyway. So, no, it really doesn't. The sun just disappeared on your screen too?
No.
Okay. Disappeared on mine. I was like, what is going on? Alright, so he's defended the other 3. I would actually consider threatening the Shatsuo here, which is what Fro is exactly doing. Because Shatsuo doesn't do anything to him. There's no battle action on him.
No.
He removes the 1 naval body on the board, so I would absolutely cav into this battlefield, which is exactly what he's doing. Let's see if that strategy pays off for him.
So he's going to stop him with Earth, maybe?
Well, no, he used ideological differences to send himself home, it looks like.
Yeah, but it looks like he wanted to play Earth to stop the movement for a second there. Oh.
Okay, that's interesting. He wanted to get himself out of out of shot and fear range, which I get.
He was already at 5 force though, right? Or no? He's got that 2 up there for.
One of them's invest. Okay. Oh, okay. So he's not out of fear range. He can still fear 4. So Fro is just double checking the force bonuses. I count him at 4. So.
Shatsu is only at 4 force,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. So fear 4 should be plenty.
He put the little 2 counter on there to show the goal cost.
Yeah. So I think fear 4 just happens. I don't know. What? Overwhelming offense can save his province. You might be banking on it, but then there's going to be a really clutch courage beyond question here.
Yeah, but why throw down? Why throw down contentious? Though I guess just to prevent getting shot in the face.
Yeah. And now he still has the courage beyond question. He can pay gold to conquer if he absolutely wanted to.
Yeah.
But at this point, it doesn't look like Nick has anything. He could save Shatsuo, maybe, with the ideological differences.
Yes. But again, Fro has Earth in his hand too, so.
Yeah. So I think Nick played right into what Fro wanted him to do. So he's going to try and leave. Um, what Fro needs to decide is whether or not he's going to let it happen. I honestly don't mind letting that happen because I don't think
Two provinces right now.
Two provinces right now is just really, really good. You could save.
And Fro doesn't know what else he has in his hand, so he's kind
exactly.
of.
So let's see if he decides to burn the Courage Beyond Question that's already in his discard pile now to have a suitable defense. He still has. No, he chose not to. He still has 11 gold to play with, so that's still at least Shibakoto and the stables, which is still totally
he's
fine.
Only got 10.
11. 5. He could have lost 2 honor for 3, and then another 3. Oh no, he's only got 2. He doesn't have courtesy.
Right.
Yeah. So we're seeing Traditionalist in Fro's hand. That's obviously based on the pre-errata Traditionalist.
Yes.
Now that's a little bit different.
It's not.
It's not as powerful as it used to be.
It's still pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean it serves its purpose for specific matchups, but it doesn't look like we'll be looking at seeing that in play anytime soon for this matchup in particular.
No.
Unless he's absolutely worried about Mantis playing Imperial Summons, which is a possibility. It's the only
It is a possibility.
reason to play it.
And he still has the option of getting the favor. He's down 2 provinces, and he's not going to get a flip this turn because he's flipped 2 holdings.
Yeah. So I mean, this first game's a bit of a wash. I think Nick made a very critical mistake in not seizing tempo, and I think that's what you can boil this game down to.
I mean, it might not have won in the game, but it would have been a very different game.
Exactly. I mean, he could have taken either Daigoro or Zaitsuda in province at that point.
Yep.
So we'll see if that ends up costing him. So Nick is going to go for big ranged attack. He's going to come back or he's going to go and fire back, I assume.
He's got to. He's going to load up his Conqueror, so at least he can get 1 right now.
We'll see if that ends up costing him. So Nick is going to go for big. We'll have to see. He should be taking advantage of his free gold too, to be drawing cards and such. This unit, hold on, 6, 8, 12, 16 is still vulnerable. He can put a follower on Zatsuda, or defend with Daigoro, or if he throws the armor on Daigoro, this unit is still vulnerable to rewards of experience.
Yes.
So it's one of those things where, again, the timing of it is everything. It doesn't look like Nick has anything that really comes back from a rewards of experience currently. You're looking at a battle action that's like a versatile army would be really good. Something that bows unconditionally, or something that hits through attachments that he'd have to find to bow a target samurai with rewards going on. So the timing for rewards has to be essentially perfect. It looks like Nick is going to swing for 2 to try and take 2 back and try and defend with just his Conqueror and the cards in hand. I don't know how I feel about that, but that might be his only option at this point. Because he has enough force. Oh no, he doesn't have enough force. He's short 2 gold. He needs 2 more, or did he float gold somewhere that I missed?
He just.
Oh, yeah. No, I got it. Yeah. All right, so he blew up the Legion of the Con. That's actually a big deal.
Yes.
I think Fro can still respond by putting the Naginata on Daigoro.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of little things that he can do to still maintain control of this game. He can still give up 2 provinces. It's not going to matter. I really think that in order for Nick to have any kind of chance now, he has to try and take 2. I don't think he can. So he might be just relying on the Conqueror.
That's all he's assigning.
Yeah. I don't see a reason for Fro to defend, which is correct.
Right.
So losing 1 province is still fine. Dude is a Conqueror. So basically what we're looking at is...
He's going to try to force Fro into just taking 1 province next turn.
Yeah. And this is where the cavalry advantage comes in too, right? Like, he can assign them both at a province. If he mass blocks in front of him, he could split and sort of backtrack if he has to.
Right.
I don't see why Fro would defend here, or why Nick would defend here. I think he has to make a last stand at some point. So we are looking at attaching the Nagadata to make sure Rewards of Experience is still live. One of these two guys is also going to get the Iron Eyes armor, and the most important part about this is that he's going to get to draw cards as well. So he should continue to push his advantage, which is exactly what he's doing. I would have put that on the other guy.
On a naked chick?
No, I would have put it on Daigoro, because this is the guy that can get, or Zaitsuda can get sent home with ideological differences. We know he has it.
Oh, that's true.
So, minimize his ability to take advantage of that kind of thing. The dirty tricks in in Fro's hand is hilarious, by the way. Of all the cards to play, I know he's playing it as a one-of, which I think is really, really funny.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's really interesting that we get to play around with, that I actually forgot about with regards to Traditionalist, that it's a courage card.
Oh, very true.
So he actually has some very notable fear action on board. He's going to use your true nature to start picking apart the big ranged attack unit, which is the thing to do. So the biggest ranged attack he's looking at is a 4, which doesn't kill any of his big guys, which should be the only 2 guys he assigns to this battle.
Right.
I don't think he has a reason to risk Shimikoto here. Both of these guys can take provinces. The other thing that he's probably going to do... would you consider splitting here?
I don't know.
Okay, you put the traditionals in play, which is kind of funny.
No, not knowing what's in Nick's hand, I probably would play it safe.
Okay.
And still be up 3-1 provinces. So
yeah, but I mean, the one thing that I'm thinking is if he chooses to split here, he can still just take 1 province. Okay, so he's actually just mass going into province.
Sure. He's not.
Nick has to defend the other one at some point. So, I mean, if he split for both, he could still find a way to maneuver everyone to 1. Mm-hmm. So, let's see what he's gonna do here. I think conventional wisdom states you resolve your opponent's province first. See if you need to play around a reprisal or something like that.
Yes.
Get more information if you absolutely need it. Especially because you have a Courage Beyond Question in your discard pile. You might want to think of conquering, especially when if he attaches another follower, you don't know if he draws or not. He's going to draw at least 1 more card.
Yeah.
Before going in again. If he draws another follower and threatens 2, you might have to consider it. I don't know if I would have asked that question. Fro just asked what Nick's total force is. I think that's giving your opponent a little too much information. You should just count it out in your head.
Yeah.
That's your pro player tip of the day, guys.
I think Fro's getting confused by that little 2 gold on Shatsu too.
Yeah. So he actually moved Zaitsuda into this. The reason he's doing that is to get this Rewards of Experience off, and he's expecting it to help him win. I think if he had attached the armor to Daigoro and did that, his play is better.
Yeah.
Because he's immune to the ideological differences in his discard pile. Because now he's going to be forced into playing his Ring of Earth right now, and then he's still vulnerable to ideological. So let's see if he actually allows this to happen.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think he had to play that.
Yeah. So now it feels like he's wasted his Ring of Earth, but he didn't really have to do it.
No.
That being said, his timing on this has to be really good. I don't know if he plays it yet. He knows that there's a rewards or a ideological differences in his opponent's discard pile. He should take that into consideration first before wasting a rewards of experience. So, and I think Fro's a good enough player to understand that. We will see what his choice of action is. I mean, there are several things he could do. He could bow a weapon to shoot something with Taitakin.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of feasible actions to play instead of going for the big gun right now. that's another reasonable action for him to take, is to move Daigoro in
Yes.
with his stronghold. So it sort of just forces the issue of, I'm going to cripple you now, which is that's the approach I would have took if I split. So now we're going to see the ideological differences again, which is fine. So we're going to see Daigoro sort of get to work here. I believe now that that's 2 ideological differences in the discard pile that he has to be aware of.
Yeah.
So, again, Nick is playing around rewards of experience, but I think Fro got a little greedy here.
I think he did too. Well. I think I would have played it safe and went for 1 and been up 3 to 1 provinces.
Yeah. So now he's playing rewards on a much smaller unit. He doesn't have enough gold for that, I don't think. 6, 8, 12? Oh no, he does. He has 15. So that's actually enough. He's going to eat the other ideological from the discard pile because there's still gold up.
Yeah.
Which is super unfortunate. But again, that's sort of what you have to deal with. They're just counting up the gold to make sure it's correct.
Yeah.
I believe it is correct. Yeah.
Those Bao unit cards are pretty devastating.
Yeah. Actually, no, he's not worried about ideological at all. Okay, so he's just conceding. It looks like that's the end of game 1.
Yep.
Because it's 6 forced to 7. He can't ideological. That's sort of why I would put the armor there. He's kind of lucky that his greed didn't cost him. That being said, I don't think Nick was in a good position to start. I think removing that 3 gold, 3 force naval guy from your provinces before turn was a giant mistake.
I'm pretty sure I would have left him there, especially since he got all gold the next turn. So.
He also had enough followers to take a province, and I think that was the part that he missed.
Yeah.
He had a very random little naval range too. Let's see how game 2 goes and see if that changes anything.
Alright guys, we're on game 2 now. So it looks like Fro got his good gold start here.
Yeah, Fro also has a very key card in this matchup since Nick is playing ideological as his absolute main send home. This Brazen Disregard is going to have a lot of value in this game. Same with the Turtle Shell that he's holding in hand as well.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good hand against Mantis to start. I think Nick has to play a little more aggressively here. He played a little too cautiously last game. This is a really good start. I don't know if I agree with Yusuke in the deck. I don't think you need that much extra gold because you have plenty.
Yeah.
But I've seen it in the build before. It's not the worst thing to play. He should just go straight for this ridiculous gold start that he's got. He's got 12 gold on turn 2.
He probably should pitch.
He should pitch both the guys. I think keeping Yusuke is super greedy. Especially when he's not the guy.
No, he didn't pitch either of them.
He didn't pitch any of them, okay. Especially because he's not the guy that you're looking for in terms of
getting
what
aggressive.
you want to be aggressive. Like, Taito is okay. I don't agree with Yusuke at all. Okay, so he's letting him discard Yusuke.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, because discarding Yusuke is correct. Having just a naval body in general is okay, so Taito was actually correct.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's just expensive. That's the only thing. For turn 2 buy, he's pretty costly.
Alright, so I didn't actually see what he bought there.
He bought a House of No Tomorrow and Bazaar and a Slave Pits.
Yeah, and then he looks like he's removing Forgotten Legacy to finish off those gold.
Yep.
That's totally fine.
And of course he's got a Daigoro and a log sitting in the province.
Which is Allah is really good as well.
Oh, Cav
just
Conqueror?
having Cav Conqueror is just really good.
Oh yeah.
Just the way his gold divides up, I don't know if he keeps it all. But it's not the worst play in the world to do. So it looks like he kept. Now we see Yusuke. Again, really cheap naval. He's got 12 gold. He can actually afford to buy Yusuke, Taito, and probably the Lonely Dojo. That's the route I would try and go here. Just establish just straight up tempo. Yeah, which is exactly what he's doing. The potential for more gold was there with Lonely Dojo. So I like that Nick made that change.
Yeah.
Because that is 100% correct play.
But he's... Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
He keeps on doing this in the wrong order.
Yeah. But he's figuring it out, which is good.
Yeah.
The double stuns Agusai, he has a big ranged attack, and he can split this up. In terms of what Fro is going to do, he absolutely has to buy a personality, but I don't think he absolutely has to defend. And I think that's what puts him in a very good spot. He should just buy the holdings. Interesting. I would have bought the 2 holdings.
Well, he doesn't have enough attachments in hand to justify outposts, so...
But each of his attachments draw cards, so I would have gambled on that, actually. But, not the worst gamble to take. I think, showing Nick that, look, I'm not going to be pushed around by your naval bullshit, might work out. We'll see. I don't think Nick should be intimidated by this. I think he should just start attaching followers and going, maximizing the amount of pressure that he can put on.
Right, try to get that tempo out early.
Yeah. Because his goal here is to steal tempo from a unicorn deck who's going to match tempo with cavalry. So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, he's splitting up his naval, so he's going to figure out where everything's going to go. So he keeps... Okay. He's just figuring out where things need to move, which is fine. I mean, it's funny to see that Nick is constantly changing his mind. So he's made the right play to send both there. It looks like Fro has made the right play to not defend.
Yeah, he couldn't afford to defend there.
Yeah, there's no reason to risk any of these guys. Unlike the previous game, we're not looking at the ability to take 2 provinces right out of Fro here. So we're going to be looking at a bit of trading for now.
Yes.
With 8 gold remaining for Nick, there's plenty of options for him. So he probably invests in the Shatsuo, buys the holding. Kaito is less important. I don't know which holding I would consider to buy at this point. I don't think it matters either way. He's not going to get anything out of this Shrine to Hachiman, I don't think.
Well, he can,
I think that was the right call. I think he's looking for naval guys. Just to absolutely clear.
Yep.
I think he's in decent shape.
So the question is, do you load up the Conqueror and swing?
I think that was the right call. That's a possibility. As long as there's no possibility of 2 provinces, I don't think it matters either way. If you're Nick, if you're Fro, I don't think I would, knowing that ideological differences in my opponent's deck.
True, but he can still cap around for right now.
Yeah, for now. We'll see how he chooses to approach this. This will also depend on what he draws from either card. So... Yeah, for now. We'll see how he chooses to approach this. This will also depend on what he... That's interesting. From either card. So I think he is going to load up. I don't see a reason not to load up at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, it still gives him...
And he just drew another option, which is really good. That's interesting. I don't think you gamble here and attach the longsword to the undead guy.
No,
I think you wait.
I think you buy people right now.
Yeah. So I think he just goes for a province, takes it, buys people.
Yep.
I don't think you gamble here and attach the longsword to the undead guy. His gold sort of works out that way. 5, 7, 9, 12. So I think he just goes for a province. So you can buy one of these guys. I would absolutely buy Allah in this case. Zushin not being a samurai is kind of important. So
that is true.
I think he just goes with Allah. I'll be shocked if he gets Zushin, or I call him Zushin because I remember him as Zushin's Nobunaga. And the House of No Tomorrow he probably buys as well. Oh, that's interesting. He had enough gold. He was floating the gold too.
Does he have something he can spend their true nature on? Oh.
Not well. Sons of Gusai.
Yeah.
Which I guess is okay. It cuts the naval range attack down to 5.
That's true.
Which he might. I mean, he might choose to defend here. So he spent 3. He's gonna blow up the armor. That seems okay. Now Nick has already seen rewards of experience from the first matchup, so he's probably looking at ways to play around it. The 13 gold guy is still going to get through rewards for his entire team. So Nick has to figure out, or he has to basically, when he's choosing to attack this turn, it's like, okay, my opponent has 7 cards in hand. What are the chances that he's holding one of 3 rewards of experience? And can I get him to blow it early with the hand that I have? The extra followers are going to come in just so that he can potentially split for provinces. This is also his card draw engine, so there's going to be a lot of things happening in the next little bit. Did he use his stronghold to draw?
Is that what he did? I missed it. I was looking at the chat over here. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries. I was just wondering if he actually did, because he bowed his stronghold to pay for the followers. So I'm assuming that means this first 3 gold.
Oh, with the draw.
I think there was a mistake there on Nick's side. I think he should have drawn the stronghold first and spent the 4 gold elsewhere, like the 2 famous bazaars covers the 4 gold for the Jin.
Yeah.
I think he's missing an opportunity to draw a card. I don't know how much gold he has free to do stuff with, so that might be another part of it. He also spent 3 gold on destroying something that cost 1, so he's floated 2, which is still fine.
So yeah, he's gonna load up his Conqueror.
Yeah. He still doesn't have enough force with the Conqueror to take the province, though. So that part is going to be randomly difficult. There's no naval action on that Conqueror that threatens anything on Fro's board. So the only real threat here is that naval range 5, which Fro has an answer for. So
yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Fro actually defends here.
Or he could swing in and conquer all 3 guys home on his next turn.
So the only real threat here is that naval range 5, which Fro has an answer for. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fro actually defends. So it doesn't look like Fro has decided to defend.
Nope.
That's not a bad deal either. I think he can take 2 next turn and just be in complete command of this game. Especially with the double weapons that he has available to him. And considering that, like as you said, the 2 Conquerors are going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
So he's saving this really powerful defense for his last turn, which I think is really, really good. Like if he stops Mantis on their attempted win attack and wins the battle and wipes the army, he's going to be in very good shape. There's a lot of much to do about nothing with regards to Nick's hand. Unfortunately for him, it's very aggressive.
Right.
So him on the defense is not going to be very good. We're going to be looking at probably a swing for 2 here. I think strategically that's the right way to go.
I agree.
He's looking at how he can spend his gold. I probably would have attached the other one first. Actually, no, he's showing threat for 2 now. That's fine. He just drew a rewards of experience. That's going to be the monster card.
Yeah,
so he's looking at how he can spend his gold. I probably would have attached the other one. So his goal here is to keep this Allah alive, the one with the awakened Naginata. So he's got to get 15 gold worth of stuff to deal with the anything that Nick has. Traditionally, as I was talking to you about earlier, the Unicorn deck actually has an advantage against the Mantis deck, and it's because of rewards of experience. It's a very clutch card. Very good card way to field a Mantis, for sure.
Oh, I can see that.
So yeah, he's going to threaten 2 and move people around. If Fro gets greedy, like he did in the previous game on the last attack, even though Nick conceded after the greed play, after losing his army,
Yeah.
I think if he gets greedy and doesn't take 2 here, he's in trouble. So, I think Fro has to be really, really smart about where he's choosing to move people around. I would have attached the other ensorcelled longsword.
I think so, too.
Because at this point, there was nothing to lose. But I think he was looking at, hey, I've got Moto Taigo. I need to buy somebody even though I have 2 Conquerors. I don't necessarily think that's the case, especially when he could potentially have everyone conquer. So I'm not sure if Taigo was that important, but he might have baited Nick into making a mistake here. Let's see if he actually did. Because Nick's got to realistically think about, okay, can I afford to lose 2 provinces at this point, and then try and take 2 to finish the game? Especially with everyone conquering coming back.
Right.
So he needs to figure out if he can beat these units in battle. Which is sort of why I think this Sato is considering defending against the Daigoro, so he can at least take 1 out. He might also be considering putting something in front of everything and just leaving the middle province for a take.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, so I think the right play here for Fro, he has 2 choices here. He could resolve this opposed one with Sato first, not cav in, and then take the free province, which is what I think he's doing. So he's going to turtle shell here.
Yeah.
Which is a solid play. Nothing else for
Nick says, of course.
yeah. Nothing else for Nick to do.
No.
Because what are we looking at? We're looking at overwhelming offense, which is going to get met with courage beyond question, of course. I didn't realize that that Fro had 2 turtle shells, which is even worse. So yeah, he just went straight for the kill, which is fine. So you just take what you get with the province, and then on the second one, he just resolves the other province. There's no reason to stay in front of this.
Yeah.
So he got his 2, which is fine.
Nick is cursing the game now.
Well, I mean, as a Mantis player, I think he has a right. As everybody knows by now, what's happening to the Mantis going into Onyx. I don't think it's a bad thing that that's happening to the Mantis. I think it brings them back to their roots a little bit, and it's really interesting. I just don't think a lot of Mantis players see it that way, unfortunately. So he's going to buy Taigo. He had the gold for it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing that's happening to the Mantis. Now, unfortunately for Nick, he's down to 1. He has to put himself to a decision here. And I think his most quality decision now is just to defend. I don't think he can just run into an attack and expect to beat this. Granted, there are no battle actions on board for Fro, but he doesn't exactly have a hand advantage that he was expecting to have. Fro also just drew a follower, so we'll see what Nick draws into with the box and see if it gets him anywhere.
What did he get there?
He got another overwhelming offense.
Okay.
So he's actually got 2 dead cards in hand, 3 if you count the follower. Because the Spirited Disputes won't do anything.
We could also load up to his Conqueror again and try to... Well, I don't know if I'd do that either.
Yeah, so I mean his only real plays are to blow up the weapons and hope for the best. So he's trying to limit the ability of Fro to play Rewards of Experience, which is the point of playing Your True Nature in these styles of decks.
Right.
For Fro, as long as 2 provinces aren't threatened, he's actually okay. I think if Nick is going to decide to attack, he absolutely has to threaten 2 provinces. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough of a good naval action to really take advantage of that. And of course, we know that Fro is holding a second turtle shell. So
that'll cause Nick to cuss some more.
yeah, well, Nick is already looking at Rewards of Experience. He's asking about how the card works. I would have answered this question very slowly in chat. The fact that it's a little bit of a mind game when you're playing online. It's actually really, really different from playing.
Because if you were playing in real life, you'd dig through
Yeah, I would dig through my discard pile and be like, oh, I don't have one in discard pile. I think it's less than or something.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing the Spirit of Dispute played, so he's going to dig back some follow. He's going to see the Sons of Yusai. I think he just got one back. He only paid 2 gold for it, it looks like. So he got a Sons of Yusai back. He's trying to get this... he's probably trying to get another naval range attack somewhere that's really interesting, or he's going to... yeah. So he's looking for a bigger naval range attack. He wants to hit 7 so he can shoot the 6 guy. Now he can threaten and learn whether or not Fro actually has anything. Tygo being 12 gold on his own is really, really bad for Nick.
Right.
Because Tygo alone can play Rewards of Experience. So, and that's on every single unit that he's got, with the exception of the Shatsuo unit. So Nick did exactly what we thought he was going to do. He's going to rely on defending at this point, hopefully to find some decent cards. He didn't. He has a lot of dead weight in his hand. The Incapacitated doesn't do anything for him. He only has 2 real battle actions, because Fro isn't going to send anybody home. This turn, I believe, is the game.
I think you just swing in here.
Yeah, you just swing. He's going to draw another card off of this Ensorcelled Longsword. He has no reason not to attach it at this point.
Right.
He should attach it to Tygo to guarantee that he get his Rewards of Experience off. He has 3 different ways to do it, but I would attach it to Tygo here. I don't think there was a reason to load up this unit, but he's playing around... he's also playing around... what's it called? Ideological. Which is totally fine. He doesn't actually have to, but he doesn't know that. I would have spread my force as much as I could instead.
And he drew into a standing fast too. So
yeah, so there's a lot of things that he can do at this point. It doesn't look good for Mantis, that's for sure.
And it looks like Fro's gonna go in. The thing about this, though, you gotta keep in mind is that Fro doesn't know what's in Nick's hand, so all he sees is a full hand.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he still has to pick his spots. I think because he attached the weapon to Moto Daigoro, I think he's 100% confident that the Rewards of Experience will stick if he's using Daigoro to do it.
right.
So that's kind of where he is. We'll see how Nick chooses to go through this. Here comes the Turtle Shell to stop a range 7.
Yes. And Nick's gonna be like, good game, watch.
Nick's going to concede probably after this. Because now Daigoro's...
Yep, he did.
Yeah, because Daigoro is going to rewards the other guy and the game is over. Nick's going to concede probably after this. Because now Daigoro's...
Yep, he did.
Yeah, because Daigoro is going to rewards the other guy and the game is over.
Fro's trying to tell him to keep going.
Oh no, that's actually... Nick is saying keep going. I mean, Rewards of Experience comes down next. Standing fast will finish the game. Like, there are so many little things that he can do at this point. He's using it on this unit. Does he cover? 8, 16, 21? He does cover. That's 7. Wow, he actually covers. Does he? 6, 10, 14. He doesn't cover. He's short a gold.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so. 8, 16, 21. About 1 or 2 target. Total gold cost less than... He doesn't cover. He's short 1 gold.
I only count 19.
I counted 21.
I only count 19.
Hold on. 6, 10, 14.
Oh, it is 21. What's standing fast?
Yeah, standing fast is less gold cost. He doesn't cover. He's short 1 gold. I should be like Fro, you're short 1 gold there.
Yeah.
6, 10, 14. Yeah, standing fast is less gold cost. I should be like Fro, you're short 1 gold. So, I mean, he could bow these two and then rewards the other one. So his standing fast should cover the big unit and the little guy, and then he could rewards the other guy, and that's it. Still ends up being the same.
Yeah.
So his standing fast should cover the big unit and the little guy, and then he could rewards the other guy. Still ends up being the same.
Yeah.
So we just let the players know.
Yeah,
but,
Pro just forgot about the invest.
Yeah, so he's covering these two units instead. At the end of the day, it's still the same.
Yeah.
Like, the rewards of experience is going to come down. He doesn't have any answers for it. So we just let the players know.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to see, like, what, a Way of the Mantis played by Nick? Overwhelming offense he has an answer for, which is hilarious. It's like, hey, look, I have all of these answers for the cards that you play. like Nick's
Oh,
like,
man.
really? I'm like, yep. Nick's not allowed to play one card at all. It's like, hey, look, you have a card. Hey, look, I have an answer. Like, what can you do?
Man.
Interrupts are worse than reaction. Well, they are. So now we're gonna see a range 2 on this follower. He's like, what's the point? Sure, I guess, and then he's gonna range 3. Here's another overwhelming offense that doesn't mean anything. Range 3 on this guy. Show him a third one. There's no third one. -5 goes through. Sure, I guess, and then he's gonna range 3. Here's another overwhelming offense that doesn't mean anything. Range 3 on this guy. So the range 3 from the Legion of the Con should be the last action, the last merciless beatdown of an action.
Yep.
And then now Nick can show his super dead hand. Now Nick can show his super dead hand. Because now we're going to see rewards of experience sit this guy down. And hell, versatile army to sit down the Sasada, because he can. Yeah, here comes the dead hand. Yeah.
He can save one of his guys.
He can't because of Brazen Disregard.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many answers, it's so disgusting. Oh my god. That was, the Mantis Massacre was real, boys. Like, good
So it looked
gracious.
like Nick had a good reason why he was scared of this matchup. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, realistically, when I was going through both deck lists, I was looking at it and I'm like, wow, Nick can run into a giant brick wall and not do anything. Unicorn and Crab, the way they play their military decks against Mantis is, I have all this force, how much can you do with regards to your range attacks, how much are you willing to invest, and how much are you willing to lose to a turtle shell? Because those two clans in particular, with the amount of gold and the amount of force that they have built in on their guys, because we're looking at Allah, who's 4 force, Taigo, who's 4 force, Daigoro, that's 4 force, very randomly hard to deal with. So, Mantis has to invest a lot and potentially get nothing out of it. And that's sort of what we're looking at. This is a bad matchup. Nick did make... This is Nick's 3rd final in a row, I think.
Yep.
So, Nick knows the online environment almost better than everybody here. And he logs the hours, he does his homework, figuring out what he needs to see. And what he needs to do to make it this far. So kudos to him still.
Yes. Nick's a great guy.
Yeah. I mean...
I've met both of these players personally, and they're both great guys. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's something to say about making 3 finals in a row in this online environment. So there's something that Nick's figured out for sure. I think this shows Mantis isn't exactly dead in the water, but a lot of people are thinking that it is. I think a lot of people are just migrating away temporarily. Expect Mantis to make a huge comeback at Gen Con at some point. That's a prediction that you heard here first. I'm pretty sure that Mantis will find some form or method or some deck to get back into the field, especially because without Mantis in the field, Phoenix Honor goes crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't think... Sorry, Phoenix players, but I don't think anybody wants to see that. So, we will see how that goes in the future.
Yep.
I was honestly expecting to be casting with you for a little longer there, Sparks. That took less than an hour.
I know.
I was like, wow.
For a best of 3 match.
For a best of 3 match, I wasn't expecting that. A best of 3 online match, so it was supposed to take longer. They were supposed to chat and have some fun, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
It's alright, though. Great games, guys.
Yeah, well done.
Thanks for...
To all parties involved. Yeah. Looking forward to the next one, Sparks, when you get that one set up and good to go.
Alright, we'll do it.
Yeah, maybe I'll play in the next one. I haven't decided yet. But I'm actually okay with just casting games with you guys. Like, we can just, like, pick, hey, a round 1 game, you want to cast it, that kind of thing. We can do that, too.
Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Pick me anytime. Doesn't really matter.
Alright. And I want to say thanks to everybody tuned in to watch, and we'll see you at the next one.